The other day I was talking to a business owner who I consider a mentor. He is super smart and has built a really massive business. And the other day we were talking and I had mentioned to him that I'm transparent, but I struggle to be vulnerable. And he was like, "What? No, you're the most vulnerable person I know." And I was like, "No, I'm the most transparent person, you know." And he said, "Aren't those the same thing?" And I was like, "No, not at all." So since this person asked me that, I thought that many of you may have the same question. And so the answer to that is no, not at all. Transparency is not the same as vulnerability. I've been working with people working to transform their lives or let go of old habits for the last 10 years. Most importantly, I've had to work on myself and let go of my own habits and transform my own life. And transparency is literally just the first step. That's getting honest with yourself and somebody else. So, for example, somebody can be transparent and tell me, and I had an employee do this before, he kept telling me, "Oh, I messed up, I drink again. Oh, I messed up, I drink again. Oh, I messed up, I drink again." Or, "Oh, I messed up, I cheated again. Oh, I messed up, I cheated again." I have many people come to me and make confessions, I guess you should say, and that is their way of seeking help, but without the vulnerability. And so vulnerability is, so first you have the transparency, getting honest with yourself and somebody else, but the vulnerability is facing a hard conversation by sharing your feelings about that situation or asking somebody for help. So I drink again and I really don't want to drink again and I need help. That's vulnerability. For me, I've always been very transparent about my history with drug and alcohol use. Now I'm able to be vulnerable about it, but it was very difficult for me to ask for help. I was very self-aware and I was transparent that I had an issue, but I was not vulnerable enough to be like, "And I need your help," or "And I need your support." That was difficult for me. And today, vulnerability, I'll always be forever in new seasons of experiencing new ways to be vulnerable. Recently, it's been the wedding. I really did not want to have a wedding. And I know that was because I lacked vulnerability to confess my love to somebody else and to step out of that fear of making a commitment in front of an audience. That is a vulnerability that was really hard for me to face. Another vulnerability that's difficult for me is just simply admitting to somebody that they hurt my feelings or that I miss them and I want to spend time with them. Instead, sometimes that can cause me to show up as just being angry at somebody or giving them the silent treatment. I may be transparent that I'm mad at that person, but I'm not able to be vulnerable as to why I feel the way that I feel. And vulnerability is where the change happens. I see it time and time again, not only in myself, but in the people we serve. It starts at transparency, but vulnerability is where the change actually occurs. So my question for you today is there something that you've been transparent about, but you haven't been able to step into the vulnerability? I have friends, family, employees that if it's been a few times, like more than 3 times that they've been transparent about a situation, I usually say, "Okay, we've talked about it. We've become aware about it, but now it's time to move into solutions." So what vulnerability do we need to step into to play a new soundtrack? Because I keep hearing the same soundtrack over and over and over. So let's step into a new song. And the way to do that is with vulnerability. So I don't know why I did this, but I hope somebody got something out of it today. Adios.